like along the trail, and they will do whatever it takes to help you out. It's pretty awesome. Like they go out on a limb. And that's like the way like society should be, but we become pretty like divorced and estranged from that. You know, I mean, in a way. I mean, these people like I got hitchhiked. I was 18. I was like almost 20 miles off the trail. It's a long way. I was almost in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. I had gone off at Woodstock, New Hampshire. Like it took me a long way. I mean, these like the guys that they gave me a lift were great. They were like convicts. They were like from New Jersey. They're like that like we're going to Canada. I'm like, do you have passports? No. Well, you need them. Like, it's another country, you know. I mean, it's still America's hat, but it's still another, you know, entity.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. But anyway, I ended up at the Super Walmart. Well, it actually wasn't a Super Walmart. It was a regular Walmart because there was no produce, which I was pretty disappointed. But I was 18 miles off the trail, and this guy at 10:30 at night, the owner of a gas station, just drove me back. Like, he lived like 12 miles in the like the other direction. So he just drove 18 miles out of it, or 36 miles out of his way.
Wow,
very
cool.
Yeah, very cool. And so they kind of know what you're up to. Like,
well, yeah, and like people along the way. It's called so people like leave soda and candy like on the trail. It's just like it's magic. It's called trail magic. And so like they'll leave like sandwiches, donuts, like nuts, pecans, Oreos, sodas, candy bars, whatever it is, like on the trail. And like half the time it would just be anonymously put there. And then other people, like most of the people who have done this, they've done the trail before and they know what it means to get trail magic. And so they will have their trail name and they'll have like a sign-in book like that you can sign to say like, thanks, I'm headed to I'm northbound and southbound. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Well, typically in a metal box, and you see a lot of times it's a regular cooler, although sometimes it's a cooler. But if you're by like a big town, it's just a regular like cooler. Like people like in Hanover, New Hampshire, and in Norwich, Vermont, there are so many people. Like this entire street, the street is lined with coolers at the end of people's driveways. Yeah, and then like actually this one, like I don't drink alcohol, but these people brewed or like they made their own wine and they put it in plastic water bottles for hikers. And you see people just that they had like they were just double fisting these wine and like plastic water bottles, and they were just getting hammered on the trail. Oh, I heard it gets even more. So yeah, and it's even easier to hitch because it's like Southern Hospitality. Like people are even more like Tennessee and North Carolina. That was like the hotbed for trail magic. But it's been pretty good. Like Maine was pretty good. New Hampshire was okay. Vermont was really good. Massachusetts have like the nicest people as a whole so far, I found. And it goes through so little of Connecticut that I can't really get. I'm going so fast I can't really get an assessment.
Now wait a moment. Look at these people here.
Exactly. I mean, just like strangers. I mean, of course. I mean, like they do not think like I was trying to hitchhike to Salisbury, and like it wasn't that far, but you get picked up like they're like, you know, there's a lot of like, they seem like, you know, like Kent, Salisbury are kind of like touristy. Not for people super far away, but for people, you know, that aren't right on, that don't look right on tourists, they don't know what you're doing. Because typically people who are hitchhiking are either habitual drug users, vagrants, drifters, and, you know, or just like homeless or like convict, you know, like criminals. Or like me. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, did you
We've got homeless by design. And only for 3 months.
expect it to be like this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much everything I'd imagined because I, you know, as you know, I've been thinking about this now for
4 years.
about 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I underestimate New Hampshire. Everything is pretty much what I expected. I expected, you know, to be in isolation. I didn't expect me to get as loony as I get some days without talking to anyone for the entire day, without seeing anyone for the entire day. You go a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have you have you know an iPod, you know, just so there's noise, like, you know, like some kind of ambient noise that you're hearing, because, you know, if not.
Otherwise, you're on a trail like, what are you talking about? You know what I meant? And you're like,
Oh no! I
talking to
mean,
yourself.
sometimes it's bad when you start having dialogues with yourself, because that's what's already happened. It's like Castaway. I'm gonna cut my hand and, you know, put it on a volleyball and name it Wilson and talk to it.
Yeah.
I talk to myself all the time.
So you're going through some good stuff.
Yeah, and like you just work out problems in your head, or like, you know, you have a lot of time to think, a lot of time. So you think about it a lot. And sometimes it gets really redundant. But like, you know, you can't. There's nothing else to stimulate another thought, and so you have this thought that just keeps like cycling in your head. Like, God, make me think of something else, or, you know, I'll just put in music or something. You know, at least for just a song or something. And then I've got really good at whistling on the trip. And I've gotten better at singing.
Do you see a lot of birds?
What's that?
Do you see a lot of birds?
Oh. Probably the coolest thing I did see was I did see a peregrine falcon at Grafton Notch, Maine.
Wow.
The fastest animal in the world. At a diving speed of 260 miles an hour, which is 100 miles faster, 100 miles per hour faster than the terminal velocity of a human being falling out of the sky.
Whoa.
So. What's that? Yeah, no, I haven't seen any woodpeckers. I've seen, you know, I haven't seen really a lot, you know, of birds, because the canopy is so dense that. Oh yeah, I hear them all the time. I see these. I see grouse all the time, or some kind of grouse. I mean, at least they're grouse out in Colorado. They look really similar. And they make so much noise when you startle them. It startles you more than like a moose or a bear, because you literally come right up. You're almost stepping on them, and then they like, yeah.
And then they give you a heart attack.
They're like pheasants in South Dakota. You're like until you're right on them, and then they just. I've never seen so many toads in my life. And in Massachusetts, it poured rain for like 6 hours one night, and they have these newts, and in their mature state, they're called red Fs, EFT. They're newts about this big, and you cannot go 50 feet without seeing one. And I mean, I saw a couple days ago, I saw thousands of them in 24 miles. They're just all over the trail. I mean, you know, and that's just where you can see them in the underbrush. I mean, there's just swarms of them. And there's a bright orange with this like.
I saw them also.
Yeah. I saw one this morning, but typically after they rain, or after it rains, and then like in ponds and the lakes and the streams, you see them in their adolescent form. They're not mud puppies. I mean, they do have gills, and then they develop into kind of like a mottled brown, and then they take the land and they turn like a bright orange or like a orangish red. Pretty awesome. So there was a ton, and then I've never seen so many. I haven't seen a single turtle. I have not seen one single deer until this morning. No deer, not one. Which I was really surprised. That was really surprising. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, we do.
How about turkeys?
No turkeys.
Really?
No. Yeah. No, I've seen one moose. I've seen the eyes of one bear, and that was just at night.
That's enough.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like between toads and garter snakes,
No.
thousands.
No copperheads, no rattlesnakes.
I'm sure I'll see rattlesnakes when I get to Pennsylvania, but no rattlesnakes yet. There were a ton of garter snakes today though.
Cool.
So
That's fun.
yeah.
Garter
I'm trying to think. Oh, and leeches too. When I was in Maine,
Oh yeah.
I had to like this. It got in southern Maine. It got washed out. I assume by Irene
Yeah.
last year. I was walking across like a boardwalk.
Yeah.
I was walking across this boardwalk, or and then it got washed out by like a brook, and so you had to like ford this place where it says in here that you didn't have to ford, and it's like waist deep, like murky, mucky water. And I came out, and it's like Stand By Me, you know, in the movie. When they come out and they're just covered in leeches. That's how my legs were.
Oh.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm like, I'm living right now. I feel so alive. Yeah. It's full. I mean, I've had leeches on me before in southern Missouri, but it's. Well, it's a parasitic annelid, but it's. They don't. One in a billion will transmit a disease. The only thing it's just gross because when they break the skin, you can't tell. You can't tell, and they their saliva has anticoagulant, so it keeps the blood flowing. And so when you take them off, your legs just bleed for like an hour. So you have the streams of blood. But it's completely painless. Yeah, it's like a lamprey. You know how they suck on the fish, but they kill the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're covered, it'll suck you dry, but.
So they do an anticoagulant and also a pain thing too, right? That you don't.
Yeah. You see them on you, and then they'll just naturally drop off if you don't pull them off. But and then when I was in Maine, it was so swampy and so humid that you get trench foot pretty quick. Nothing dries out. Nothing still dries out because everything's so humid. And it's pretty hot, and unless it's really windy, when you're sweaty, it's still and you leave out your shirt to dry all night, it's still sweaty in the morning because nothing dries. Because it's like 90% humidity or more. What? Yeah.
Yeah. So do you rise with the sun and go to bed and go sleep?
Yeah,
Is it all sun up and sun down?
Pretty much. The sun goes down. It's completely dark almost.
It's starting to get dark early.
At 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And even and if you're camping in a valley, it's like 7:30.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'll be asleep between 8:45 and 10 typically at night, and then I'll be up at between 5:45 and unfortunately 7:45. But it takes a standard hour at best to get ready before you go every morning, and even more if you have your tent set up. So just between I don't know, going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth, at least cleaning your face, cleaning your hands, packing your bag, making sure everything fits in your bag because everything has to fit like a glove because you don't have a lot of space and you can't just recklessly throw stuff in. So you have to like it's all like space management, really. You have to filter water, just stretch a little bit. I like to do some abs and push-ups before I leave. It kind of wakes me up, and then eat, of course. And I mean, because you wake up every morning just starving, and you just sit there and you eat nonstop for 30 minutes. At night it's like an hour. I'm stuffing my face for an hour consecutively.
So, but anyway, so every day you go to a town or whatever to get your stuff?
No, I try not to every day, although like the last 5 days it's been like 3 or 4 out of the last 5 days I've been in town in some capacity. I want that to get less and less because it's unnecessary, but I've had so many like these logistical problems, and my bag, since I'm traveling pretty light, I can't carry a ton of food. So I have to resupply like maximum like every 3 days. Okay,
now when you leave here, what do you do now? Are you going to get stuff for how many days?
I'm going to try for like probably 2 or 3 maybe.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then why I'm saying that is because Oscar and Lynn would like to meet you either tomorrow or on Sunday, and so does Michael. So they have to know where you are, and can they reach you?
Oh yeah, yeah they can. Just my phone will be off, and I mean when I get near town, it makes it really hard.
Yeah. See, so.
Well, your phone will take a text message even if it's off.
Yeah. It would just say like received and then, or like stored. And then like received.
So if you just turn it on, it's on just to check, and then turn it right off, you'll save your battery.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could say like, would Pauling be like the best place?
Yeah. So when are you going to sleep in Pauling?
I won't be sleeping in Pauling.
Oh, where are you sleeping tonight?
I'll be pretty much right on the New York line. I'll be like
Hoyt.
I'll be like 3 or 4 miles inside Connecticut. I'll still be in Connecticut tonight. I'm gonna try to make it. It's like 7.5 more miles. Like I've done 17 today already.
Well, that's Bull's Bridge, right?
A little past Bull's Bridge. Yeah, I'll be right on 10 Mile River.
Okay.
And then tomorrow morning I'll be in Wingdale, New York.
Okay.
And then about noon.
Well, I'm going to show you some of the stops where they